so I am here today to give you the lesson. Okay, y'all know me. If you don't, I am Dr. Lee, aka Author K. Lee, and I created a youth coaching and development series where I basically teach some fundamental truths that will help youth to kind of navigate this life and navigate this life from right where they are. I think a lot of children today have the misconception that they cannot help nobody but themselves and maybe a couple of their friends because they're children. And I want to encourage you today with the story of Seth. And I think the story of Seth is so on time for a time such as this, because a lot of children, a lot of youth are being inundated with a lot of things, and I want them to be empowered to be able to know how to navigate those things when their parents are not around, and when you feel like standing up for what you believe in or what is even righteousness or morality is being challenged by adults around you. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the story of Seth. So Seth was a young man in the Bible, and Seth was the third child to Adam and Eve. Okay, as you know, Cain and Abel. Cain slew Abel, so Abel died, and when Abel died, they were gifted with another son, and his name was Seth. Okay, so what is good about Seth is Seth was a son that followed in his older brother's footsteps. It's important for you in this life to have an example, to have someone or somebody that you look up to that gives you a right example. And when I'm saying right example, I'm not saying an example that tells you that everything you do is right and that never corrects the wrong that you do. That is not a good example, okay? I don't want to talk too much about Cain. I want to focus really on Seth, but I'm going to do another video that explains a little bit about Cain and his mannerisms, and it might even feed into this video, but let me stay on Seth for a second. So Seth, again, was the third child, and he was pleasing in the sight of Yah, or in the sight of God. And his parents loved him because he was an obedient child and that he listened, he took correction. That is what an obedient child is. They're not perfect. There's no perfect people unless you're talking about the Messiah, and that's a whole nother shebang. But we're talking about natural people, okay? So when we're talking about Seth, he did please his parents. He was a child still, so I'm pretty sure he did some things wrong, but that's okay. That still doesn't stop you from being a great child. So I want to encourage you, if you've done some things that wasn't good, it doesn't mean that you're a bad child. I don't like when people say, oh, you're such a bad kid or a bad, child or a bad person because you've done something wrong. I think what is bad is if you've done something wrong, you feel absolutely no remorse. You will not apologize for the things you've done wrong to someone else, and you cannot empathize with that person and if you do empathize, you don't empathize enough to change. Now, I think that is a bad way of living. But still, you should, and in that case, people should definitely look into why they don't want to forgive or do the right things by other people and even by themselves. Okay, so Seth, when he was about 9 years old, which is where I believe a lot of you are definitely, and unfortunately I have to say, even younger. I mean, 9 used to be young to me, but now I'm seeing kindergartners being inundated with some stuff that is just completely inappropriate. And I want to apologize to you for parents and for school systems and for legislation and things like that has really failed you, that has failed to protect you, that has failed to educate you and train you up in the way that you should go. And I didn't want to just apologize for you and pray for you like I do. I wanted to create a video that tells you what to do, okay? So Seth was approached by the devil, okay? And the thing is a lot of us think that the devil is like this red man in a suit, or somebody that looks like a monster or something like that. And I want to tell you that is not how the devil operates. What he does is he pretends to be an angel of light, which means he pretends to be something or someone that is really good and really nice. You know what I'm saying? Our parents teach us not to go with strangers, right? We say stranger danger. We say don't believe them. We say don't accept what they try to give you, because what do? They don't come to you as a scary monster. They come to you as seemingly nice people that want to give you candy or want to take pictures with you or want you to pet their dog or want you to do something that seems very nice. But in actuality, it's not nice, and it is a trick. Some of you celebrate Halloween and it's trick or treat. But I tell you that both versions is not really good, because Whether you're getting a treat or a trick, both of them are not what we should be doing from what? Strangers. So the whole concept of Halloween to me is bizarre, even before you get to a spiritual level. So I don't celebrate Halloween, as you can tell. But I'm not talking about Halloween. I'm still going to be talking about Seth. So Seth was approached by the devil. And when the devil approaches you, again, sometimes you can't even see him. Okay, so you might say, well, how would I know what to do with someone or something I cannot see? And I want to tell you, this is what you know to do. And this is how you know how to answer and address something that comes to you. So when the enemy comes to you, again, he's going to come to you seeming really nice and helpful. And typically he comes to you through your thoughts, okay? He comes to you through your thoughts, in your mind. So he starts off talking to you in your mind, and he'll say, oh, you don't really have to tell the truth right there. Oh, you can really cheat on your exam and nobody will know. Oh, if you stole that out your mom's purse, she got so many things in there, she'll never know. Or she's not around. Why do you have to listen to someone that's never around to play with you? Or they might tell you stuff like, oh, it's okay for you to think that you're something you're not. It's okay to imagine being a girl when you're born a boy. Oh, it's okay for you to be born a boy and want to be a girl. Or if you're a girl and you want to be a boy, it's okay to mix things up. It's okay to play dress up and be whatever you want to be. It's okay to play Halloween every day. It's okay to just put on costumes and be whatever you want to be. But that isn't what the Father teaches us. And what all children need to know is what is the fundamental truth about you. What you need to learn, and as children, what you have to learn is who you are. And when you are a child, you don't always know what that is. You don't always know who you are. And then when you find out who you are, you might be disappointed in what you find. You might find out, oh, I'm not really sure how to be a boy, or I'm not really sure how to be a girl, or I'm not really sure how to grow up. I'm not really sure how not to lie. I'm not really sure how to listen to my parents. I really struggle with it. I want to learn, but then again, I don't want to learn. I kind of like not learning because I want to do what I want to do. But what you don't realize is that you're still a child. The word says that parents and people that should be influencers in your life should train you up in the way that you should go. We should not be training you up to do something that you want to do because you feel like doing it. We should be training you up to know the right way to go, so when bad things come, you'll know what to say to those bad things, right? And so what I want to tell you today is how to do what Seth did. So I'm going to tell you, what did Seth do? What did Seth do when the enemy came to him through his thoughts and tried to tell him, oh, I can get you a girlfriend, I can get you a wife, I can get you riches and money, and I can make you popular on different outlets, I can make you popular in the world. And our day and time, it might sound more like this. Hey, I can make you get all the girls you want, all the honeys, you know what I'm saying? If you want to have all the boys, running behind you and liking you, this is what I can show you how to do. I can give this to you. Oh, you don't feel pretty? Oh, I can make you feel pretty. All I have to do is just, do this and do that and change this and change that. And don't worry about everybody that doesn't like you. I like you, and I'm going to make you great, and I'm going to do this. And all you have to do is just listen to me, and don't listen to your parents. Don't listen to people that mean you well. Don't listen to God. What is God anyway? That is how the enemy comes into your thoughts and trick you into seeing and believing and thinking in a way contrary to how you were designed. Okay? All creation is spawned from Adam and Eve. So your true divine parents, the ones that were created in the Garden of Eden, they were known to know who the Most High is. They knew who God was. They could see into the heavens, but they made a mistake, and that mistake cost all of us now to have to deal with the devil and these bad thoughts and these spirits that want to come into our minds and to live their lives through our choices. And I want to let you know today that you do not have to be used by these voices to do things that are contrary to how you are supposed to live. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. You do not have to do things that are contrary to how God Almighty has created you to live, because you are listening to people that are being used to make voices in your head, or to make pictures in what you see, or to tell you things that are not good. And I want to encourage you, when people tell you to do things that are not in your best interest, you have the right to defend your own mental capacity based on your Father in heaven that tells you this is the way. This is the way. Our parents are supposed to teach us the way to the Father, the way to our divine Father, our divine creation. There are things that were set in place before even humans were put on earth. And as parents, it is our assignment to let you know what those things are. And so we are able to teach you in the right way. So when things come at you, when ideas come at you, when you see things on TV, when you see things in your school, you can say, oh no, I don't do that. And they might tell you, oh, this is the only choice you have. If you don't walk in this parade, or if you don't believe this, or if you don't write an essay on eating bugs, or if you don't believe in emissions, and if you don't believe in saving the ozone layer and all this other stuff, then you are a bad child. I want to let you know, no, you're not. I want to let you know, no, you're not. I want to let you know, no, you're not. I want to tell you again, no, you're not. Okay? And I want to also tell you this. They might say, well, if you don't do this, then you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get detention. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. You're being a bad child. I want to encourage you, no, you're not. And even if you do get a punishment, you should let your parents know. And if their parents don't do a whole lot for you, then you should start writing letters and sending emails to people that do care about you and that will speak up for you. And if you don't know somebody that will, I will put an email on this video so you know. There are people out here praying for you, that care about you, that love you, and that know what your purpose is, that know why you're here, that know what to teach you to do in case the world fails you, in case your parents fail you, in case the school system fails you, in case the government fails you, in case the people around you, your community fails you, in case Hollywood fails you, in case social media fails you, that there is people that are standing up for you. And they want to hear from you. They want to know what's happening in your schools. They want to know, what do you need? What's wrong? What's going on? Because most of your parents don't even know what's going on in your schools. The only time we find out things is when certain children tell their parents. But many of you are being hurt and being told things that are different than what you're learning at home, and you never tell your parents, and you never tell anybody. And I want to encourage you, just if something was going wrong at home, you should tell someone at school, or somebody that you trust, or somewhere. You should do the same thing. If somebody at your school is doing something that hurts you, or that teaches you something else than what you have learned in church, or you have learned in your home, or you know to be true. Okay, so I come here today to encourage you, like Seth. And when the enemy came to Seth, the devil came to Seth with bad thoughts and bad ideas, what did Seth do? He said, no, devil. He said, no. And in today's word, it might be no teacher, no mommy, no Hollywood, no TV, no Coco Melon, no this, no. I don't believe this, because I know this is not right. And sometimes you might not know it's right. And so that's why I'm doing this video series, to help you know the things that are not right. So I pray that this video helps you. I pray it encourages you. I pray it affirms, meaning I pray that it makes you feel better about not being alone, because you're not. And there are people out here that care about you, that love you, and that want you to have a hope and a future that is clean, that is pure, that is filled with light and not darkness. And it is my job to help you know what to say when you don't know what to say. Okay? So you have a right to say no. Say no. No. No, I don't believe this. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I see a problem in this. Yes, there is a big problem. So no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not going with strangers. No, I'm not going to believe something that I was not taught at home or taught by God to believe. And so be able and be comfortable with saying no matter how young or how old the person is. You have a right, and you should say no. Like Seth, he said no. All right. I love y'all much. I am Dr. Lee, also known as Author Kaylee. I am the author of the Lesson series. I also have authored a couple of other books for younger children. But I encourage you to get involved with a program, get involved with something that can help feed you. Definitely subscribe to this channel where more information will be given weekly, at least, about topics that impact you. So may you all be encouraged and uplifted and enlightened on today. All right, y'all, that's all I have to say for you today. And I just want to tell you bye-bye for now.